That's pretty cool. They just added timeouts. So we're gonna smack this a couple times. Sorry, guys. There we go. So for today's reading, we are going to be doing a love reading, and we are going to be looking into what might be going on in this situation. It takes two to tango, and we're going to look into some of what may be your good things you're doing and some of the areas where you could take accountability in, and vice versa. So we got 3 piles today. 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And I'm pretty sure that most of you guys, if you're here to watch this today, you're realizing from the title that it could be triggering, because we're going to be exploring the good things as well as, areas where you have blame. So we got 3 piles. Pick your pile. Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way, whether it be liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, leaving timestamps, donations, making purchases, the tips you guys leave me, or the Amazon wish list items you guys purchase. Thank you guys so much for all of that, which reminds me I have pictures to post as well for that robe that I got, or cloak, I guess. So let's get started with pile 1, and let's look into this relationship and see what is going on here and what dance you guys are doing together. The good, the bad, and the ugly, all of it in one. We have this little hand holding out this heart that says love. So you guys are definitely giving love, receiving love. There's a lot of love in this situation. There's a lot of giving and generosity. There's a lot of care and concern for each other. We have Gemini. We have a Christmas tree. Wow, that's the only zodiac sign that came out is Gemini. And we have a starfish. So this could be something where it is regenerating, where new life is entering. This could be something where you guys are building something back after a pause or a break. This could definitely be a reconciliation type of situation. And if it's not a reconciliation, then it's a situation where one or both of you have been wounded in this situation. But you guys have the intelligence, the compassion, the empathy, and the hope to continue this situation and to create something beautiful from it. You guys are going to be leading a lot of other people on this path. You're going to be inspiring a lot of people. A lot of people are looking up to you right now because they believe very fully in your relationship. And it makes them believe that if you guys can heal things and you guys can actually work through things, if you guys can keep things for that long, then maybe they can too. For some of you, there may be something to do with a sibling in here as well. A sibling at Christmas time. For some of you, there could be like an adoptive type of mom, or like a, away from home mom that could have something to do with this as well. Eye catching. EYE. Z. Easy street. Easy street. I'm not getting a bad vibe from that, though. I'm getting like you guys are headed towards easy street after such a long, arduous journey. You guys are headed towards easy street. You guys could have definitely dealt with some two-faced people around you. You could have dealt with some people that were gossiping, or some people that were spreading your information or prying into your private affairs in some way. Hey, yeah. Somebody could have cheated in this situation too. There could have definitely been cheating in this situation. Which is why there has had to be so much compassion and empathy, forgiving, understanding. NBZLV. Cold. Somebody here could actually be checking into a sibling's relationship as well. and like what's been going on, why they've been so cold. Because they've been dealing with a lot at home. Cold. Clueless. Somebody has been extremely cold. And this isn't something that started after the cheating. This is something that started long before the cheating. Somebody was not communicating. Somebody was not expressing themselves. Somebody was being extremely passive aggressive. And it created a very large distance between you. Both of your hearts were kind of frozen in a block of ice. And you were having a really hard time dealing with each other, being around each other. You weren't feeling any warmth from each other. There was no relationship. Whether you guys woke up together every day or not, you might not have even slept in the same beds. You guys may have woke up together every day and went about your normal business, but there was no relationship. So whoever ended up cheating in this relationship, it's because they felt iced out. They felt so cold. They felt like they had no one, like they were alone. Even in a relationship, they felt alone. And so they were like, there might have been some cold comfort that they were seeking too. If that's not the case, somebody's eyes were blazing. Somebody was very angry as well. Somebody was very cold and somebody was very angry. There was a lot of shallow energy here as well. Instead of diving deeper, instead of, trying to get to the bottom of the coldness, trying to figure out why the distance was created, instead of trying to understand why you were hurting, this person turned to somebody else for comfort, bleed, which actually reminds me of, I have a poem on D's StoryTime, and it's called, What of My Need? No, it's called I'm a Woman. There was a guy that wrote a poem on Facebook that was like all the things about a man and what of my need. And I responded with my poem, What of My Need, from the woman's viewpoint. So somebody was like overworked all the time. Somebody was constantly running around, constantly doing everything, constantly burdened with everything. And the other person was fairly irresponsible. They felt like their only job was to go to work and come home. And that was about it. And then after they got off work, they were just done. And the other person was on call 24/7 for everything and anything. And it's like their partner was basically another child for them to raise. And so they were kind of cold, kind of angry, kind of upset. And they handled it in a very passive-aggressive way. Now, the other partner, instead of actually working to uncover the reasons behind this, actually asking what the problem was, actually putting an effort to fix the problems, actually putting an effort to help out and to show recognition, and to give credit where it was due. I feel like this person may have actually lied as well to the people in your lives because they didn't really want to admit to the people around them that they were being as lazy as they were and that you were the one doing everything besides working. Because this person may have their father, because I'm feeling like that's the guy, and it could be the other way around, but their father or their mother, whichever one it was, because I've seen it on both sides, that's exactly how they were. And they never wanted to be like them. So they didn't even want to look in the mirror to see that part of themselves. And also they wanted to make damn sure that nobody ever related them to them. And the other partner could have actually made it sound like this person did a lot of things for them. Every time they did anything for them, they could have gave them a lot of praise, a lot of recognition. Everybody could have known anytime that they did anything for them. But this person's working like a fucking dog in the meantime, 929, while the other person's not doing a damn thing, but they're taking all the credit for everything. So of course there's coldness, there's angriness, there's bitterness, there's distance. And then somebody else ended up seeking comfort somewhere else instead of actually putting in the work to fix things at home. It's going to take a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy, a lot of understanding. It's going to take a lot of communication to work things out in this situation. It's also going to take a lot of intelligence, and it's going to take stepping into your higher self on both ends. It's a two-way street. It takes two to tango. And if this person isn't willing to do those things and you're still there, then it may be time to walk away. A lot of times, oh, what is that song? A lot of times we don't know what we got till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise to put up a parking lot. Ooh, up, 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 up. They paved paradise to put up a parking lot. That's actually not the song I was thinking of originally, but that's basically what this person did. They had fucking paradise at their fingertips, and instead they put up a parking lot. And easy come, easy go, self-service shit going on over here. Instead of actually putting in the effort to keep their paradise. The song I was thinking of, though, was Till You Let Her Go, and You Let Her Go. That song. Chronic pain, chronic stress. At fault, sky is falling, migraines, constant feelings of pressure and burdens, back pain, fibromyalgia, shoulder pain, pelvic pain, shame, guilt, repression of self, learning to let go, forgiveness, and release for yourself and for others. So, this situation, 1133, has taught you how to let go, has taught you that the world will still keep revolving if you decide, fuck you, this is my week off, and you're going to get off your lazy fucking ass and you're going to do something for a fucking change. Or you're not going to have a fucking wife when you get home. Or husband when you get home. Or you just decided to fucking leave finally because you got sick of saying that. Bleed. Bleeding. Keep bleeding in love. I keep bleeding. Keep bleeding in love. You cut me open and I keep bleeding. Keep bleeding in love. So yeah, fibromyalgia. They don't actually know what causes fibromyalgia, and they have no cure for it at all. And it has so many fucking symptoms, it's ridiculous, by the way. They will test you for everything else under the sun before they're like, oh, well, you know what? It's probably just this, because we can't actually test you for this. But fibromyalgia, 98.8% of the time, and the rest of the time, they probably just aren't even noticing that it was abuse or mentioning it. It's caused in abuse survivors and war survivors, veterans. And it's because we carry all of that inside of us. So you carried everything that this person threw on your shoulders, on your back for so fucking long that it was breaking down your entire body, and it may still be doing that. If you haven't left yet, if you haven't set your boundaries yet, if you haven't decided that you're done carrying the world on your shoulders yet and everything's not your problem yet, then you're still suffering this. I was suffering this from fucking 15, 14 until 26. I was in pain from head to fucking toe from 14 to 26. Everywhere. To the point that finally my hands started locking up like this and I couldn't move them. And that's when my family finally believed me that, oh, I wasn't too young to have things like that going on. Oh, there might actually be something going on. And then I got tested for a bunch of stuff. And come to find out, yeah, it was all energy work that I needed to do. And that's why energy work is such an important thing. Because it can actually heal all of those things. That chronic pain that you feel. The migraines. Pelvic pain, constant feeling of pressure, shoulders hurting all the fucking time, chronic stress, chronic pain, feeling like everything's always falling apart around you, overly burdened. So learning to let go has been one of your biggest lessons, or still is one of your biggest lessons. Forgiving, releasing, and allowing things to be the way that they are as well. Feeling like you are walking on a tightrope over these flames. Like you're on fire and fucking walking over a tightrope. You're sweating profusely and trying not to slip off this tightrope. Some of you could have actually ended up with some hefty shopping addictions because of it. You could have overly tried to make up for situations in your children's lives or in your lives by shopping or by making holidays extra special and extra good for some of you. Once again, though, I feel like this is a situation where you guys are starting to heal things, and if you haven't yet, you will be in the future. Listen closely. Incoming news, messages. 98.7 FM. You know what? I don't even know if that's a station here. It might be. Maybe I should check that out. It might be where you are too. But it's time to listen. It's time to listen to the messages. 1544. Time to listen to your heart. Some of you could actually be getting ready to spend Christmas with this person. Domestic violence could have been an issue in a situation that you've dealt with in the past. I feel like for a lot of you, that full-blown domestic violence like that might have actually been in your childhood. And for some of you, it could be going on right now in your life. For some of you, it could be going on in the lives of somebody you know as well. Listen closely. Transformation is coming in. There's going to be a transformation. Somebody might actually have a near-death experience somewhere near Christmas time. Somebody might experience something that is just so profound that it completely alters their being in some way. Yeah, you need to charge, you need to plug in, you need to make sure that you're taking care of you. And for once in your life, not put you on the back burner, but put some of those other things on the back burner. Some of those things that just don't matter as much. Some of those things that can go without being done. For some of you, you might have for a long time not prioritized certain things so that you could take care of other things until people came into your life and started telling you that you weren't doing good in certain areas. And so you were trying to make up for those areas. There could have been a lot of judgment thrown your way. People could have said that you were spending too much time on your looks or too much time on taking care of you when there were so many other things that you needed to do and you weren't getting them done. Somebody could have been really upset with you and pissed off at you as well if you decided to start letting some of that stuff go. If you started deciding that, you know, what I look like just really is not that important, because there's all these other things that need to get taken care of. Somebody could have also been extremely shallow in the way that they thought that buying things or purchasing things or having things or owning things was the most important thing. And yeah, it's just not the most important thing, and it's never going to make you any happier. It's not going to make you happier to have a bigger house. It's not going to make you happier to have a bigger car. It's not going to make you happier to live in a different neighborhood. What's going to make you happier is working on those things inside of yourself and within your relationship, because those are the things that are actually causing you the pain. Yes, see, I feel like a lot of you at this point, after this heartbreak, after this hurt, after this separation or this ending or this pause, you went through a lot of pain from that too. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of sorrow, a lot of despair. Could have been the ending of a marriage for a lot of you, 22. But once again, I feel a very strong reconciliation energy here. Like peace is going to be made in this situation. Even if you guys never end up getting back together, peace is going to be made in this situation. You guys are going to learn how to communicate finally. If you guys have children together, you're going to be co-parenting very well and you're going to be very successful at it. But honestly, I feel like after everything that you guys have gone through, you have really been able to build a very solid, stable foundation, or you will be able to in the future. And this is because you finally put your foot down and you said, this is what I am worth. And I'm not accepting anything less. Look at all this abundance I bring to your life. And when I walk the fuck out of it, look at the dry, barren desert that you're standing in. Don't ever get to thinking I'm replaceable. I was thinking about that song earlier. And I was just reminded of it again. Because You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute, baby. So don't you ever get to thinking you're irreplaceable. You know what? Every fucking person I've been with is irreplaceable, just like I am. There isn't another one of them out there anywhere. Sure, there's people that can remind you of them, but every one of them is their own person, just like you are. They're just as valuable as you are. But you might have been in that energy at first, but now you're kind of shifting into this energy of, you might not be replaceable, but I'm not fucking replaceable either. And I can go live a different life if that's what you want to do. But if you want to treat me right, and you want to show me the respect that I deserve, and you want to give me that recognition, then we can have this success. But it's only going to happen if you do your part too. So some of you have definitely found your voice. You definitely went away for a while though. You went away for a while, you worked on yourself, you took care of yourself, you loved yourself. Maybe you went somewhere where nobody knew you and nobody could find you, and just lived a normal life for a minute, because maybe you felt like your life was not normal. It was all chaos all the time, drama, a bunch of bullshit, too many fucking responsibilities, too much weight on your shoulders, and you just needed a fucking break. So you guys left, you went and found your peace, you went and found a break, and this person might have actually came after you and found you and told you, look, you are worth providing for. You are worth protecting. You're worth nurturing and caring for too. You're worth putting into too. I'm not going to do what everybody else is wanting me to do anymore. I'm not going to do what's going to make everybody else happy anymore. I'm going to do what makes me happy. Fuck my family. Fuck all those stupid people who keep telling me that you're not good enough, because you're the best damn thing that ever happened in my fucking life, and I'm sick of living without you. This person has finally learned their lesson, and they're getting ready to make that move to offer a solid level of commitment to you. As long as your pride doesn't get in the way. 2211 and 22. 221122 was just all the way across my screen. We got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here. And this guy actually even looks kind of like the guy that's in this one. I mean, yeah. This guy was sitting here alone, morose, defeated, feeling like they had nothing and they had no one because they fucked up worse than they had ever fucked up in their life. But now they wanted to be a part of that team that they destroyed not too long ago. 2244. So that's what's been going on in this situation, Pile 1. Look forward to some fucking amazing blessings coming your way by Christmas time. And let me know how it goes as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Thank you for all the support you send my way as well, whether it be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, hitting the little super thanks button. Anything that you guys do to support me and my work, I really do appreciate you guys so much. And thank you so much for that. And I would love to hear about this situation and whether or not it resonates with you in the comments as well. Share your story. It's an inspiring one, like I was saying at the beginning. So, I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. And we're going to get to Pile 2. Pile 2 for you guys. What is going on in this relationship? And actually, you know what? I am going to burn a little bit of this lavender that I got over here to kind of calm down that energy from the first pile really quick. Because damn, that was some energy right there. Somebody definitely took their power back. Sipping on straight chlorine. So, as I said at the beginning of this reading, if you're not looking to get triggered today, you may not want to stick around for this reading, because this reading is going to cause some triggering. This is a reading that is talking about both the good and the bad of you and the person you're dealing with in the situation you've been dealing with. So, it's time for accountability and acceptance and really being able to step out of any kind of victimhood mentality. If that's not the kind of reading for you, then find another reader. So, self-inflicted poison, chlorine. Sipping on straight chlorine. The beat is a chemical. Yeah. Self-inflicted poison. So you guys have been like downing the poison and, saying, thank you, may I have another? In some way, shape, or form. You guys may have stayed involved in a situation because you may have been worried about finances, or you may have been worried about what this person would do if you tried to leave, or you may have been worried about, what your culture or your family would say if you decided to end your connection, end your marriage, because I feel like a lot of you were married in this situation. If not, it could have been somebody that you were betrothed to, or, something along those lines. Some of you could have even actually had an affair. Some of you could have definitely been dealing with the biggest liar on the fucking planet. Gaslighting. Somebody pretending to be somebody that they weren't. You could have had a very distorted view, and you could have not really cared. You kind of wanted to believe the distorted view instead of looking deeper into it. You were really wanting the fairy tale to be true and not what was actually right in front of you to be true. Reconciling, coming back together, reciprocity, equality, equal give and take, fond memories, root work. So some of you could be really reminiscing and stuck on a past situation that was nothing like what you are imagining it to be like in your mind. You could be really romanticizing this situation. You could be placing this person on a pedestal in some way, when in actuality, this person was like scum of the earth, like fucking dirt beneath your feet type of energy. This person was somebody that treated you like you were nothing, when in actuality, they were actually the one that should have been treated like that, even though you treated them like a king. And I feel like you're spending a lot of time wanting this to come back together, wishing it would come back together, praying for it to come back together. And your angels are like, look, everything that happens is for your highest good in the long run. And you may not see it right now, but looking back a year from now with that 2020 vision, or 2 years from now when you run into the asshole somewhere and you find out the truth about who they really are, you're going to be thankful that you didn't end up stuck with that fucking person. Save your tears for another day, because this person doesn't deserve your tears. Some of you could actually even be feeling very guilty that you didn't show this person the hurt or the pain that you went through in the loss. You may have shown them the anger, the resentment, the bitterness, something along those lines. And you know what? They didn't deserve to see your fucking tears. They just really didn't. But it's also not about whether or not they deserved to see your tears. It's about whether or not you deserve to express them. Because maybe you showed them the angry side of yourself, but you didn't show them the hurt side of yourself. The side of yourself that was in pain. And some of you could actually be deciding to go back to a different situation after you have dealt with this situation, because you might be like, wow, I thought the person that I was dealing with over here was like the shittiest person on the fucking planet. But holy shit, it's amazing how much worse people can get. This person just had a couple problems. They made a couple mistakes. They even tried to atone for them. But this other person over here, they didn't even feel like they made a mistake. They fucking stomped all over you. And then when they were done stomping all over you, they dragged you through a fucking mud puddle and probably peed on you before they left. And and thank you, may I have another, just popped in my mind again. Yeah, this person does not deserve your time, your energy, your thoughts, your anything. Pull all of that back to you. Pull all of it back to you. Get it off of this person and get it on you. What you're doing, where you're going, your goals, your dreams, your plans. And focus on that. You'll be thankful that you did. I want to reach my full potential, or I wanted to reach my full potential, and you were in the way. So this person may have also, 42, been doing this because they were competing with you in some sort of way. For some of you, this person might have actually given you up for money in some sort of way. They may have been feeling like with you around them, there was no way that they were going to be able to level up. Or they may have been seeing you in some way as like a base person. Like you were going nowhere and they didn't want to go nowhere with you, for some of you. Don't let pride get in your way, if that's you. Byzantine. Pisces. Aries. You could have been experiencing some sort of jealousy in your life as well, over someone spending time, a lot of time with somebody that you loved, or somebody trying to take your place in the life of somebody that you loved. And this jealousy could have been the poison that you were drinking. You could have been inflicting yourself with so much torture, 44, because you felt like you were discarded. You felt like you didn't belong. You felt like you weren't good enough. You felt like you weren't worthy. You felt like nobody cared if you were even around anymore. Your jealousy, instead of, you might have lashed out at other people a little bit, but I feel like you lashed out at yourself because of the jealousy that you were feeling. You could have even lashed out at the ones that you love the most, or the ones that love you the most because of it. Wives, BW. Somebody could have actually been like hiding multiple spouses or hiding multiple partners. BWJH, WY. Question Y is here. VI. That could be what's stopping you from moving forward and away from this situation too, is you're questioning constantly why. Why would they do this? Why did they act this way? Why are they looking at me this way? Why did they treat me this way? Why? Why does everybody want to fight with me? Why does everybody want to argue with me? Why does everybody treat me like I'm the enemy in some way? You may not have gotten closure in a lot of situations that you've dealt with. But a lot of that is because the universe is teaching you how to move forward without that closure. XYZ. Your zipper's down. Somebody definitely doesn't have their shit together. And it's like, this is the end of the story. This is the end of the story. Whether you like it or not, this is the end. Oh, there's a movie called This Is the End. That was a good movie too. It was a comedy. You need to find the humor in it. The humor in it. The humor in the fact that somebody pretended to be this business owner because you were working on creating a business yourself, and they felt like you were so much better than them and doing so much more than them that they needed to somehow compensate for that after they had already told you what they did for a living. Now all of a sudden they're trying to pretend that they are this business owner that's been running this business for a while, and really they're trying to get a brand new business off the ground, which means they didn't even realize the consequences of that, how much sacrifices it was going to take, how much hard work it was going to take, how little money they were going to have, all the kind of stuff that you were going through that they didn't even notice that you were going through, and they thought that they could do it so much better than you. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. I want to be like you. Walk like you, talk like you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. So somebody was just in this massive competition with you while you were just trying to be their friend, their partner, their lover. Because some of you, it might actually be more than one cases too. It could be your lovers, your partners, your friends, your family. Everybody around you kind of could have been attacking you at one point in time. And a lot of it was all of your negative thinking. Your negative thinking was bringing about a lot of this. Because when you think that everybody's attacking you, you act much different around people, much more guarded, much more secretive, much more distant. And also, you're much more alone, which makes you the perfect target for a lot of predators too. Because honestly, most of the time they're looking for the weakest link, which is the person by themselves that doesn't have a support system, or the person that is scared and fearful and distrustful, the person that's going through a lot of problems. Vicks Vapor Rub, Johnson & Johnson. For some of you, there could be something to do with children here as well. There could be something to do with children kind of turning invisible in some way, or distrustful of the outside world in some way, and a lot of that could have been coming from you. And a lot of it could have been coming from your partner too. There's a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of luck, a lot of abundance for you coming. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. So stick out your chin and grin and say, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. So, there's going to be a transformation coming in where all of this competitive energy is going to end, where truths are going to be revealed and action is going to be taken. Somebody is really looking to offer you something stable, solid, long-lasting, something loyal and committed. Somebody might actually be wanting to come in and pay for your services as well. You might actually have a lot of people fighting over your services in some way, or your friendship, or your partnership in some way. You might have a lot of people that are, it's going to be like the exact opposite of what it's been in the past, because your way of thinking is going to shift and change. All of a sudden you're going to start to realize that you are not replaceable, that you are somebody that is worth your weight in gold, and that you deserve some happiness and joy in your life. You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. So, after you're done moving away from this situation, once you put an end to this once and for all, once you decide to walk away and to hold your head high, to have that confidence, to have that daring and that bold energy, once you decide to rebel against this BS that isn't even true anyway, once you listen to that intuition of yours, you're going to find that you are filled with so much more motivation, creativity, inspiration, and there's going to be a lot of beauty around you that maybe you have not been seeing for a very long time. And all of a sudden it's going to dawn on you that, wow, damn, there was so much beauty around me all this time, so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for. People who love me, support me, care about me. But I was so blinded to that because of one person's actions towards me and feelings towards me. So, that is what I have for this pile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, even if you hate me for it, in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way as well. The likes, shares, comments, subscribes, timestamps, donations. Anybody who purchases anything from my Amazon wish list, or anybody who checks out my poetry channel, Dee's Storytime, that's in the description box below if you'd like to see it. Thank you guys so much for everything you do to support me, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 3. For you guys, what is going on in this relationship? It takes two to tango. Are both of you dancing together? Or do your demons just hate each other? Let's find out. So we got Sagittarius. We got Aquarius. And we got Capricorn. There could definitely be some energy of someone that reminds you of a parent whether that be your mother or your father. Although I'm feeling for a lot more of you, it's going to be your father, but it's going to be whichever one was the more masculine of the two. Actually, this person could be somewhat feminine too, but they were somebody who kind of rebelled against their femininity more as well, I feel like. Somebody who was kind of ashamed of that softer side of themselves and fought to be the person everybody thought they should be. Kind of like, say, a woman whose family thinks that she should be the homemaker, the caretaker, the lover, the nurturer, the do everything for everyone and never stop moving. Or the male whose family thinks that they should be the provider, the protector, the one that's working from dawn till dusk to make sure their family has a good life, materialistically. To make sure there's food on the table. Working every day. Hold on. Midnight special, shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a heaven of a light on me. Hear the same thing every day. It's like the same thing every day. Bored, stuck, stagnant energy, or somebody refuses to think outside of the box. Somebody might be very judgmental, overly critical, and somebody else might be really wanting to explore new things, wanting to stand out, wanting to be themselves, wanting to shine. You're definitely both working very hard. But I also feel like both of you feel targeted in some way. Both of you feel like something is expected of you that is not something that you want to be or do anymore. But one of you is willing to grow, learn, shift, and change. And I feel like the other one is like, well, I'm already stuck in this, so this is the way I have to be. Or I'm too old to switch jobs at this point, so this is where I'm staying. Or I already started all these loans and I'm already paying on this house and this vehicle, so there's no way to leave it behind. There could also be the energy of a lot of differences. There's a lot of differences between you. I'm sure there's similarities too, but you guys are focusing very heavily on the differences. Differences can be a very good thing in a lot of ways, because if you guys are both exactly the same, I always love how everybody's like, oh, find somebody like you. Excuse me, but if you find somebody like you, you're going to be bored for fucking ever. You're never going to have anything new to talk about. You're never going to learn anything new. You're never going to grow in any way. You're never going to challenge each other in any way. There's never going to be any compromising. There's never going to be anything like that, because both of you guys are just going to be the same person, and it's going to be like you guys are walking around being a clone of each other. Cookie cutter bitches over there. Hi, Rashima. Nice to see you. When in reality, those differences are what makes a relationship work so well. Because, say, one of you knows how to cook, and the other one doesn't mind doing the dishes. One of you knows how to work on vehicles, and the other one knows how to get stains out of the carpet. One of you is really good with artistic things, and the other one is really good with logical things. Really good with finances or something like that. 44. That's what creates success, is being able to acknowledge, appreciate, and love each other for your differences. Being able to support each other, recognize each other, and give each other props where props are due. I feel like this situation is something that is maybe feeling a little bit too good to be true to you in some ways too. Because for some of you, this could be a situation where, like, you both work during the day and then you get home And one of you cooks dinner and the other one does the dishes. And then the next night, the other one cooks dinner and the other one does the dishes. Both of you keep the house cleaned up after each other and yourselves. So there's really not much to do in the way of bigger cleaning. There's a lot of respect, a lot of communication. And some of you could have just decided to let this situation be what it's going to be and to give it over to the universe and to surrender, which is a fucking amazing energy to be in and so hard to get into, but it's so worth it. Because even at the end of a situation like that, if it comes to an end, you're still feeling as good as you were going into it. Because the entire being of yourself wasn't dependent on this situation working. Drywalling. Dry your eyes. A N W U P, the upper hand. Somebody may be getting ready to self-sabotage in this situation. P-U-E-N, pun. Put some marzipan in your pie plate, bingo. Dry humor. Somebody may not get somebody else's humor. Yin and yang. Wand. Wane. Rain. Raw. Rye. Pure. Window pane. Mirrors by Lil Wayne. I see your soul through your window pane. Mirror on the wall, here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you've been my only friend. You told me that they can't understand the man I am. So why are we talking to each other again? So for some of you, you and this person both, I feel like, are having some trouble admitting who you truly are and feeling like the other person will be able to handle it or will be able to accept it, puritanical. There could be some like extreme opposites here where one person is very pure and one person is very impure in ways. 33, 47, 58. Once again, somebody could definitely remind you of your father or your mother. Anne. Ape, Planet of the Apes. Annapolis. Wop. Park that Big Mac truck right in this little tiny garage. I need some buckets and some mops for that wet ass pussy. So for some of you, there's definitely, for all of you, there's definitely a lot of chemistry here. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of very similar sexual desires as well. You guys are exploring. You guys are both open-minded. You guys are both free-spirited in ways. Both hardworking. Both down to earth. Both a little toxic as well. Somebody may be very toxically focused on the money in some sort of way. So if you're not making a whole lot of money, or if this person's not making a whole lot of money, somebody could be focused a little bit too much on the money. Money is not everything, and at the end of the day, is your money gonna fucking hold you tight at night? Hell no, it ain't. So the song No Scrubs is coming to mind right now. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't want no scrub. Scrub can't get no kind of love from me. But you know what? Some of the worst people I've met in the world sometimes have a lot of money. And some of the best people I've met in the fucking world sometimes have absolutely not a dime to their fucking name and live on the fucking side of the road in the gutter where society has thrown them. Just look at me. Because that's where I live. So, if that's the case and they're thinking that about you, remember that. It's not the money. And this person's going to wake up cold and alone one day. And if it's you, then I would make sure to tone it down a bit on that front. Because not everybody's going to have money. And sometimes the best people in the world don't. Open your eyes and see the lies. Somebody could also be trying to use money to control you in some sort of way. Anyone, anywhere. For some of you, this person would really drop their pants for anyone, anywhere. Any sex. For some of you guys, this person has been saying that to other people about you. This person may have used you in some way to advance themselves. If this is a past situation, and then lied about who you were and what happened in this situation. They may have even lied to you. They may have lied to you about their financial situation, or they may have lied to you about their addictions in some way. They may have lied to you about everything that they presented. Could have been a complete and total mask. I dealt with somebody like that at one point in time. And see, that whole too good to be true energy that you've been feeling could definitely be a very true statement in that situation. Sometimes it is. But that doesn't mean that that situation that you were like, wow, this is like the perfect situation. This is what I would like in a relationship. That doesn't mean that that doesn't exist. That just means that this person showed you exactly what you wanted to see to get what they wanted from you while they had you around. And for some of you, that was your sexual energy. For some of you, that was your words of inspiration or wisdom. For some of you, that was your talents. For some of you, that was your wisdom or your knowledge. Given to those that we truly admire to protect them from jealousy and harm. Yeah, this person could have been extremely jealous of you too. Competitive with you. They could have been feeling like you had the life that they desired, but instead of living the life they actually wanted to live, they were sacrificing everything to live the life that they felt like everybody else wanted them to live. Love, transformation, the day's eye, Daisy. You have the ability to see the truth. All it requires is for you to open your eyes, because you have that ability within you. That is one of your gifts. Stop me. Can't stop me now. I do what they can't do. I just do me. You just do you. And that's what this person is jealous of. That's what this person is competitive over. That's why this person is having a tizzy fit. Is because you just do you. And you don't give a flying fuck what anybody else thinks about you or anybody else has to say about you. Where this person, they care about every single thing. Every look. Every energetic shift, every opinion, every thought, every word spoken about them. They care very deeply. And you don't. You live your life in the light of day. And I feel like you inspire a lot of other people, and a lot of other people follow behind you as well. A lot of other people follow that example that you lead with. You lead by example. When I was younger, my mom would always say, do as I say, not as I do, Danielle. But then anytime she was talking about me with my younger siblings, it was, well, lead by example, Danielle. Well, really, Mom, which one is it? Is it lead by example, or is it do as I say and not as I do? Because what you taught me by your example was to tell them to do as I say and not as I do. But you guys have developed a very strong sense of leading by example, because you feel like it's very important to show people the truth of who you are, to show them the truth of what you've gone through, to express the truth of the issues you faced or the things that you've dealt with. And this person hides all of those things. The person I'm actually thinking about a lot during this reading is somebody that was sexually abused as a child as well by their uncle. And they were like, at one point in time, why is it that in movies like say The Color Purple, why is it that it's like they know everything that we were going through, everything that we felt, and they're able to describe it so well? I was like, because those are the people that went through those things before us. And they took that story and they took everything they went through and they gave it a purpose by doing that, by giving others somebody to relate to, somebody that shows them they're not alone, somebody that helps them to heal. And that's why I tell my story. And he was like, yeah, there's no way in hell I'm ever telling that story. He's dead. And you know what? The rest of my family's still alive and they don't need to deal with that. It's already done. It's over. It's in the past. And that's the whole thing. A lot of people will tell you, you haven't healed because you are still bringing up the past. You haven't healed because you can't even stand to speak about the past or hear about anybody else's past either. If you can sit and freely speak about your past with anybody and everybody, and you can sit and listen to their past, you have healed. If you can't stand to do either of those things, then you haven't. Jackie Sink. Pile 1 was your life for 20 years of your marriage. Hopefully it'll be over this October. I definitely found my voice and my worth. I am so fucking happy for you, beautiful. So happy for you. And I feel like there's a lot of good things coming your way as soon as it is over. I went through a lot of that in my marriage too. Although I went through a lot of that throughout my entire life. I like to tell people a lot of times, birth till now. Although now is when it's finally starting to get beautiful, so I may have to stop saying that at some point. So, we have the 8 of Cups. We have the Knave of Pentacles. Somebody may actually want to express the truth of why they walked away from a situation as well. Somebody may be seeing things from a different perspective now. If you've spoken your truth and they've heard it in some way, say you write a blog, or say you're like me and you're on YouTube speaking about those things, or say you wrote it all out on Facebook, or say that you talked to a few people about it and those messages kind of got back to that person. Whatever it is, this person knows about it. They've heard your perspectives. They've heard your side of it. The confidence you've had in telling your story is something that is very important here too. For some of you, you may even be getting ready to write a book or something along those lines on the things that you've gone through and the things you've learned or the things that you've healed from. This person may even want to stop you from expressing your story about them in your life. Yeah, this person could have definitely chosen to give to somebody else that they thought was going to pay off better in the long run, when in all actuality, giving to your situation would have been something that would have paid off very well for them. And I feel like a lot of you battled very hard to make sure to stay out of your fearful energy, your questioning energy. You really had a lot of patience, persistence, determination, willpower, strength in this situation. For some of you, that strength and that patience and everything that you've shown is coming back to you tenfold in a new situation at this time. For some of you, it may come back from this person. This person might actually step back in to express certain things to you. There's definitely justice coming your way for the injustices that have been dealt to you. Somebody may be coming in to defend you. after some sort of stagnation or some sort of pause or some sort of delay, there might actually be somebody getting ready to come in and defend you in some sort of way. This could be a boss, or this could be somebody above you in some way, or this could be somebody in a position of power and authority in some way. For some of you, this person may have tried to set you up or frame you in some way. This person may have tried to do something to cause you to lose in your life in some way, because they wanted to make sure that you weren't doing better than them, and they also wanted to make sure that the story that you had to share about them never got out. But your faith and your stability and your strength and your persistence, your dedication and your willpower and your patience, all of those things are paying off right now. Because people are seeing the true you, the real you. And you are also on your way to success, regardless of what this person has tried to do, because it doesn't matter what this person does. What matters is how you are doing in your life, and whether or not you're allowing them to ruin it in that way. Super guest ATL. Hi. So that's pretty much what I got for this pile. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for the support you send my way. The likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, the timestamps, donations. Everything you guys do to support me and my work, it really is so appreciated. Thank you guys. And I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.